Ninja, and today we're looking at the January 6th charts and just review. So looking at the NQ on the daily here, we can see that we kind of made a move down, and today was actually just a green candle to the upside. Now you can notice that we did break this channel that I've created here. This channel has 1, 2, 3. Now this is the actual fourth touch of this channel, and you can notice that there's a zone in this area, so there will be some resistance here. We'll see what happens in the overnight, but I would watch this in the morning to kind of see what this does for the Wednesday, January 7th. So let's go ahead and go down to the hourly. So let's kind of talk about today and what we saw. So from an hourly standpoint, what we saw here was basically we had this channel, and I actually talked about this yesterday. We had this channel right here. Now on Monday, we actually were in this channel, and then let me fix this so we can actually see what I'm drawing. What we saw was we moved up and we moved out. We hit this zone that I talked about yesterday, and then we actually fell back into this channel. Now, once we got into the channel, you can see that we kind of built more liquidity in this area. We stayed in the channel at the bottom, and then today we actually tried to shoot back out of this channel. We did this morning have a lot of strength in the morning session, and I'll kind of show that here in a minute. But yeah, so the channel was pretty evident today, and so we moved out of that, and then you see this red candle that kind of moved back down, and then after that, like I talked about today or in yesterday's video about today, if we were going to be strong, we were actually going to run. We were going to break above this section here, this zone, the supply zone, and then we would actually make our way back up. And that's exactly what we did. We actually came back up and we touched this top zone at the top here. So let's one thing I want to show you in a minute are my EMAs. I purposely turned those off just to make this more simplistic. But for the moment, I'm going to show you just kind of what we're looking at. So we currently have this wedge that we're in. You can see that on the daily. Again, I kind of showed this a minute ago. We got this perfect wedge that we're really coiling up really tightly to make a move one way or the other, right? So that's what we're looking at. From the hourly, we did have this channel, and this channel is actually going to show on the lower time frames as well. So let's go ahead and let's just dive down into it. So let's look at the 5-minute here. And today, sorry about that. Today we had this channel that we looked at. So again, I still had this on my charts, this channel, because I knew if we did break out of it, there was a possibility of us actually moving back down on this channel. Now today I did well, but so right here we got this break of this channel. I will get this to stay white at some point. We did break right here. So if I look at the 2-minute, where my entry be? So let's kind of look at this. So my entry would be this morning. Man, we just broke out hard. My actual entry for this particular trade would be this break here. So once we broke this, I'd probably take an entry here, to be honest. And once we got that, we broke up off of that. So once we did break out of that, let's go ahead and I'm going to remove some of this so we're not confused. So take this. We did have this trend line here. You can see it, right? We kind of made this move down at 942. And if you're willing to take off the bottom of this channel down here, you could take this up, right? And you would really feel good if you could get this break. And you see that we did get that break to the upside. Now, once we got up here, once we broke this this larger channel, again, you can see that we're in this zone right? So the things I talk about here are, one is trend, so understanding the trend. Two, understanding the structure. So in this situation, we see that this bull flag to the upside. And then three, understanding the EMAs, right? So we need to understand those. I don't have those on the charts right now. I'll show those in a second. So we made our way up on the 2 minute here. And then you can see that what we did was we actually started to we made our way up, and then we started to just make our way back down. Now, what I would say here, and this will take some time to kind of see over time, but you can see that we're really kind of creating this supply area up here, right? And so we were really struggling to get above this. Now, I knew probably ultimately we really wanted to kind of get up into this 820 level, but I didn't know when, right? So that's a question I would always have to ask, is when is a move going to happen? So we failed to move higher, and so we actually came back down, retested this trend line. Okay, so that's kind of what I saw this morning. Now let's go ahead and turn our EMAs on and kind of see what we see here. So right here, so this is what I see. Okay, so the red line or the pink is the 9 EMA, the yellow is the 20. VWAP is the dotted line, and the 200 is the green line, okay? So 200s are always pretty strong, and we can kind of see here that the 9 and the 20 are really separating, right? And when we see this separation, this is really indicating strength, right? We're getting further apart from each other, indicating strength. So that's what we saw here. At the top of here, you can see we just continue to build these wicks. We did get a bearish engulfing right here at 10:08. So this would be kind of a weak positioning here to the downside. But again, we were just trying to make our way down after making this big move up, right? So from 641 all the way up to we'll just say 773, right? That's a pretty big move. The only trade that I would really take in this situation is this break, right? So if we get this break here, and again, I saw it this morning, I did take that to the upside. I took most of mine off at the top of this channel and then allowed some of it to go to the very top. So that's kind of what I saw today. Now let's kind of look at what we can look for in tomorrow's trading day. So tomorrow will be Wednesday, January 7th. And like I mentioned earlier, we were in this channel for a while. I did post it this morning. If we were going to be strong, we were really going to kind of make this this head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders. And you can see that's what we did. We actually pulled out, and then we went up and bumped our head on this zone up top, right? So if we're going to continue to be strong tomorrow, we're going to break out of this larger trend. So we'll go ahead and do this. So we'll go ahead and break out of this. Now, I notice on the daily at the moment, we might actually want to come back down, create some sort of tail. So maybe these zones become support. And then if we're going to be strong, push out of that and then move back up. Okay. So that's kind of again, this is on the daily. So this is a higher time frame, but that's what I see there. Let's go ahead and just remove some of this off the charts so we can kind of make sense of this, and then I'll kind of show you what we're seeing. So remove all that. Now, what do I see from here? Okay, so we do have a cup that actually reaches up to this area. Okay, so the cup is actually this right here. So we could make our way back up to that cup there. If we do break that, we do have some areas up here to kind of watch out for, which are way up here, right? But again, I'm looking at it on the 30 minute. So this is kind of what I'm looking for tomorrow. I would expect a little bit more strength. Now, if we want to, I would say probably up in this 890 area, we could expect maybe maybe a pullback. And then we'll get that move potentially on Thursday to the upside. But again, I'm kind of looking at this overall trend, and we are kind of making this move to the upside. So here's kind of a channel that you could use on this particular play. In the morning, I will post a if strong, if weak post on YouTube. So feel free to subscribe and get those notifications. And happy trading on July 7th.